Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today, I'm going to answer the number one question that a lot of people been hitting me up with. Which phone do I like better? The Samsung Galaxy S4 or the HTC One? Now, this is not your typical phone face-off, phone showdown and all that, because y'all know I don't do specs and all that. I only do that in the unboxings. So we're not going to get into specs and quadrant scores and pixel density and all that, because you could just Google those for yourself and pretty much you already know all that information about these phones. This is just my personal opinion with real-world usage on which phone I actually like better. So let's get right into it. First category, let's talk about the price. Now, both of these phones are top of the line, top of the food chain. So you're looking at $600, $650 for each of them. So when it comes to the price, there's no clear-cut favor. Both, There's no clear-cut favorite. Both of these are going to run you the same price. I paid about $600 and change for each of these. All right, so price, I'm calling it a tie for that category. Next category, build quality. Now, hands down, everybody already knows this is no competition. When it comes to build quality, the HTC One really right now, to me, is the best built phone on the market. Better than my iPhone 5 with all that metal and stuff. It looks nice and all that. But the HTC One is just bigger. It's just bigger. It has both speakers on the front. I mean, this is just the all-around best built phone that's out on the market right now. So when it comes to build quality, you got metal versus the plastic Samsung. Now I'm rocking this SpeedGen Neo Hybrid case, but you got metal versus plastic. So without a doubt, I'm going with the HTC One. This build is actually the best built phone that I used yet. This is a win. Next, storage. Now, with the HTC One, I got the 32 gig version, but there's no removable micro SD card. So it's 32 gigs, that's all you got. Now with the Galaxy S4, this is the 16 gig version, but keep in mind you could put a micro SD card in here. You could, put a 32 gig card in there. You could raise it all the way up. You know what I'm saying? You could keep switching micro SD cards as much as you want. So when it comes to storage, the Galaxy S4 is clearly the favorite when it comes to storage. Because, when you got removable storage, that means you got more options. This, once it gets full, you're going to have to start, switching stuff off and putting it on the computer and start deleting a whole bunch of stuff. So when it comes to storage, I'm going with the Galaxy S4. Next, when it comes to the display. Now, both of these are top of the line, high resolution displays. We don't really got to get into all the numbers and all that. Both of the displays are definitely sick on these phones. But I don't know if you can see on this video, the HTC One, the display just looks better. Look at the colors. Now, both of these phones, for video purposes, I put the display up to maximum. So both of these, the screen is on maximum brightness. Let's get a look at the Facebook icon, if you could get a look at both of them. You see, this one has like a kind of bluish color to it, but it's not the real Facebook blue. This is the real Facebook blue color. I don't know if it translates that good over the video, but when it comes to display, I'm going with the HTC One. The black just looks beautiful in the background. All the colors and everything are vibrant. And not only with the display, I'm talking about the screen, the way the screen feels. Now, both of these right now are naked. I don't got no tempered glass screen protector on either one. No screen protector at all. Just when you swiping on the screen just feels better on the HTC One. I don't know if you understand what that means, but it just has a better feel to it. Now, I don't know if that's part of the build quality and all that. Maybe I'm just kind of spoiled with that tough build, but I like the display better on the HTC One. Don't get me wrong, the Galaxy S4, the display is top of the line also, but on that category, I'm going with the HTC One. Next, let's talk about which Android version you got. Now, with the Galaxy S4, you got Android 4.2.2, which is basically the newest Android out right now. And on the HTC One, it's running Android 4.1.2. So the Android software goes to the Galaxy S4. It's a newer version of the software. But one problem with that I'm noticing that now, if y'all see my real review of the Galaxy S4, I showed you a little bit of lag here and there. The lag, to me, has to do with Android 4.2. Because on all of my Galaxy Notes, on my Galaxy Note tablet, the 10.1, on the Galaxy Note 8, on my Galaxy Note 2, on my Galaxy camera, all of my Galaxies have no lag at all, run silky smooth. It's only with this Galaxy S4 that you get a little bit of lag here and there. Now, just a little bit, not much, but every now and then you get a little bit of lag. Now, keep in mind, my S voice is off. All of my animation scales are at 0. So it's like the only thing that it could be that's causing the lag is the Android software. HTC One, no lag at all, 0 lag. Okay, so when it comes to Android software, the Galaxy S4 has the newer version, but I actually prefer Android 4.1.2 because it's completely refined, no lag at all. Now maybe now keep in mind, both of these phones are completely stock, so once I root it, then we'll do another little video, but stock versus stock, when it comes to Android OS, I still like Android 4.1.2. All right, so whatever, you make your own choice. Next, when it comes to camera. Now, which one has the better camera? Hands down, the Galaxy S4 has a better all-around camera. Now, when it comes to taking pictures at nighttime, the HTC One really shines. I mean, if you got to take pictures and videos at night, if you're more of a night owl, then the HTC One is the camera you want. But if you all-around camera, you just want the all-around best camera, and majority of the pictures you're going to be taking are inside or in the daytime, then go with the Galaxy S4. Y'all seen both of my video tests. You've seen the daytime and the nighttime. Hands down, the Galaxy S4 is just all-around better camera. And when you go into camera options on the Galaxy S4, you just have way more choices. When you go to modes, you have all these different modes. And I've been playing around with them. Night shot works really good. The panorama works really good. The animated photo is fun, it's cute. Trust me, when it comes to camera, the Galaxy S4 wins in that department. What's next? Now, this is an important category to me. I don't know how important it is to you. Let's talk about the sound. Which one has the better sound? And now, all jokes aside, hands down, the HTC One has the best sound pretty much out of any phone that I'm using right now. Out of my Galaxy Note, out of Blackberries, out of all these phones I'm using right now, the HTC One has the best sound. Now, it has the Beats audio integrated into it, but even without the Beats audio, because that really deals with when you're using headphones. But HTC Boom Sound and the way they got the speakers designed on the front of the phone, it's amazing. When you're watching YouTube videos or when you're playing music, let me see if I can pull something up. Now, where I'm at underground, I don't really got no reception in here. But let's see if I got any music on here. I could just throw something on real quick. Let's see what we got on deck. All right, now I'm going to throw up a song real quick and just press play and let you hear the music on this. Let me see what we got here. Now listen to that. Let me see if I can pull it up on my Galaxy real quick also.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, now you hear that? Now let's listen to this one. Now keep in mind, with the Galaxy, the speakers is coming out of, the music is coming out of the back of the phone. So now if I want to listen to music in the office, you got your phone down on the table because you still want to be able to see your phone. It's muffled out. Listen to this. See, you can't really hear it. So now if you want to play your sound and play it good, you're going to have to turn the phone over. Don't get me wrong, the speakers on the Galaxy S4, they're not garbage. But when it comes to the best sound right now, nothing right now is touching the HTC One. I love it. Okay, so when it comes to speakers and it comes to sound, and now keep in mind with the speakers on the front, this goes with everything. When you get notifications and all that, if you're in the house and you got your music on loud and you got your phone like this on the table, your Galaxy S4, when you get notifications, they're muffled out a little bit because the speaker is laying down flat. So you're going to have to prop your phone up, or you're going to have to constantly leave your phone upside down, which is not good because a lot of times you want to just walk by and look at the phone. So when it comes to sound, it's quality all day HTC One. Next, battery. Now when it comes to battery, now this is stock battery versus stock battery. Battery is pretty much the same. Now I noticed I get a little bit more life out of my HTC One, but here's where the Galaxy S4 really wins because it has removable battery. So now you go get an extended battery, and you got battery power all day. Now me, that really is not a big deal to me because I use all these My Charges and portable chargers and all that. And speaking of My Charge, I'm gonna show y'all a couple of sick My Charges I got last week. I'm gonna review all of them. I got about 5 of them. I'm gonna show you a couple of them. They really hot. If you use those kind of portable chargers and all that, then battery ain't really a big deal. But if you're not into all of that and you just want to have stock battery versus stock battery, they're pretty much the same. But the Galaxy S4 wins because it has a removable battery, and all you got to do is go on Amazon, get yourself a nice extended battery, which I'll show y'all next week, a sick one that I just got. I'll get yourself an extended battery, and you got battery power all day. With the HTC One, you need a portable charger, or you need to bring your power source and plug it in wherever you go. All right, so battery. When it comes to battery, I'm going with the Galaxy S4. Next. Now, this is important. This is important too for a lot of people. Features. Which phone has the most features? Well, hands down, I'll just show you one off the top, and this I'll just show it to you, and that'll let you know which one I think has the most features. Just wave your hand across the phone. Look at that. Got all of my notifications, got the time, any missed calls, got my battery percentage. I mean, when it comes to features, the Galaxy S4 has the most features out of any phone out right now. The Galaxy S4 has so many features. I'll show you another one real quick. One that I actually use all the time. Now, a lot of people, I hear a lot of people don't really use all the features and all of that. But this is a feature I use all the time, especially when I'm over here in the office. When I want to read my emails, without touching the phone, I just scroll down and actually read an email. See, now if I click on it, it's actually going to open up the email. But I don't want to have to open it and then go back. So I can actually read 5 lines of that email. That's basically the whole email. And that's just one out of the thousands of features that I use all the time. Another one I use all the time is Smart Stay. When you see that little eyeball pop up, the phone stays on as long as it recognizes, it uses a front-facing camera. As long as it recognizes that you're looking at the phone stays on. Now, like I said, I could go through a whole list of features all day long with the Galaxy S4. The Galaxy S4 is just packed over the top with features. So when it comes to features, it's really no competition. The Galaxy S4 all day. Next, let's talk about internet browsing and web speeds and all that. We don't really even have to get into that because these phones are both quad-core processor. I'm underground, so I can't even really demonstrate, but both of these internet speed and web browsing, both of them are excellent. So if you worry about internet speed and all that, there's no winner. These two are both top dogs when it comes to browsing the web. Next, let's talk about responsiveness now. Which phone has the best responsiveness? And that has a little to do with the lag factor and all of that. I'm going with the HTC One. HTC One, when you turn your phone off, look, let me show you something. You ever been using your phone? Look at this. You ever been on your phone, right? And you're doing something, and then you say, okay, maybe you're on your Foursquare. And you finish with Foursquare, you say, okay, fine, I'm finished. And you turn the phone screen off. And then you realize you forgot something really quick, and you press power to turn it back on. Let me show you what happens with this one now. Hey, so I say I'm in Facebook, whatever, I'm bullshitting, having fun and all that. Then I press it. Now I really want to turn it back on real quick. You're going to get caught up in that loop. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. You turn the phone off real quick and turn it back on, you're going to get stuck. You're going to have to wait a delay. Now, when it comes to the HTC One, when you press that power button and the phone turns off, when you press that power button, it's back on again immediately. So when it comes to responsiveness, actually that's one of my favorite features about this phone is that it starts up and it turns off and back on really quick. And I'm always doing this. I'm always exiting out and then try to get back in real quick. And then you got that delay. So when it comes to that responsiveness and all of that, I'm going with the HTC One. A little bit of lag on the S4 here and there, but nothing to write home about. Next, accessories. Which phone has the most accessories? Well, hands down, the Galaxy S4, and that has a lot to do with branding and marketing and all that. But the Galaxy S4, if you go on some of these case sites like Case Fanatic and Speedgen and Case, and I can name a whole bunch of case companies, even CDO.com. If you go to all of these case companies, they have 100 different cases for the Galaxy S4 and maybe 3 or 4 for the HTC One. Now I'm rocking this clear case because I love this metal build and I love the color and design of the phone, so I don't really want to mess that up. But I got a couple of cases for the HTC One, but nowhere near as many as I got for the Galaxy S4. And there's so many other aftermarket products, wireless chargers and everything for the Galaxy S4. So when it comes to accessories, if you're an accessory whore, then you want the Galaxy S4 because you can knock yourself out all day shopping for accessories. With the HTC One, you don't got too many choices. Now, the last category we're going to get into, and then I'll give y'all my final word, is the floss factor. Now, if you don't know what the floss factor is, that means when you're at your restaurant or you're at the club, you're chilling up in the bar, you're at school, you're on the train, you're doing whatever you do, and you're around some other people, and somebody pulls out their phone, and they stunting with their phone, and you pull out your phone. Which one of y'all is the top dog? Which one of y'all gonna get the most love? Well, when it comes to the floss factor, both of these phones are top of the line. You know what I'm saying? Both of these phones, you're getting mad love. But for some reason, now keep in mind, I've been using these phones both since launch date. I'm going with the floss factor with the HTC One. A lot of people haven't really seen this in person. You know, everybody got a Galaxy S4 now. And not to mention the Galaxy S4 kind of looks like the Galaxy S3. And it looks like a smaller Note. So, you know, they all look the same. When you pull out your HTC One, though, everybody can see that the speakers on the front. You can see the Beats audio logo on the back. You can see that metal build, especially when somebody says, oh, let me see that phone, and they actually feel it. The floss factor on the HTC One is off the chain. All right, so I'm going with the HTC One on floss factor. So with all that said, to answer all of y'all question, which phone do I actually like better? I'm going with the HTC One. Believe it or not, the HTC One right now is actually my favorite phone out right now. Okay, other than now, favorite phone out of these two. Okay, hold up, I'm getting a call real quick. Let me just dead this. Out of these two phones right here, which one do I actually prefer? I'm going with the HTC One. Now, I've been on vacation, I've been wilding out, I've been all over town. I'm always rocking these two phones in my pocket. When I gotta pull out and just, send a quick email or play around on Instagram and all that, I noticed that I've been gravitating more toward the HTC One. Just because I love the build of it, I love how fast and fluent it is. Now, when I gotta take pictures and stuff, I ain't gonna lie, when I gotta take pictures, I'm pulling out my Galaxy S4 to take pictures all the time. When I gotta take pictures, I always pull out the S4. But when I got to play around on the web, I pull out the HTC One. So I hope that answers your question. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, this is just my opinion. Either one of these phones, if you get, you're at the top of the line. You know what I'm saying? You really at the top of the food chain with either one. It doesn't matter. But my personal opinion is I like the HTC One better. I like the sound. I like the build quality. I like how smooth it is. Mainly, my personal favorite part about this phone is the build and the sound. That's it. All right, shout out to everybody hitting me up on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters. I see y'all holding down that Facebook page. Shout out to everybody hitting me up on Voxer. And a special shout out to everybody rocking me on Instagram. Y'all know that's where I be at full-time, 100%. That's where y'all know all the jokes is popping off at. And also, shout out to everybody that been hitting me up all week long for my birthday, man. Like I said, I read every comment. I try to respond to everybody individually, but, I've been drinking and partying and going crazy all over town, so I fell behind a little bit, but I read every happy birthday. I read every comment. Yo, I respect that. All right, shout out to everybody that hit me up. It's your boy Floss. I'm going to catch up with y'all in the next trip. As usual, all y'all haters and trolls, go eat a dick. Deuces.